Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're diving into a really fascinating idea from our source material. What if flirting wasn't just, a social game, but an actual, genuine spiritual path? Now, right off the bat, this question kind of challenges everything we think we know, right? We're being asked to consider that something we often dismiss as superficial could actually be a way to connect with each other on a much, much deeper level. So, to really get our heads around this, we're going to go on a little journey through 5 key ideas. We'll start by totally redefining the art itself, then explore why this play is so important, look at the actual techniques, move through 4 different levels of connection, and finally, see how this can all lead to a state of oneness. Okay, first things first. To even begin to understand this philosophy, we have to completely redefine what flirting actually means in this context. And trust me, it's probably not what you're thinking. Yeah, so the source material really asks us to look past that surface view, the hesitant probes, the vague suggestions, and instead see it as something way deeper. We're talking a dance between souls, a real exchange of energy. I love this part. It's even described as the seasoning that gives intimacy its unique flavor. How cool is that? And this definition right here, this is absolutely the key. Spiritual flirting isn't a tool to get something. It's not a means to an end. It's this playful expression where the interaction itself is the entire point. It's all about just enjoying that journey of connection, not racing to some destination. It's about being right there, in the moment. Okay, but why? Why is this play so important? If it's not about getting somewhere, then what's the point? Well, the source breaks it down into 5 core functions for this whole energetic game. So this playful energy serves some surprisingly deep purposes. First, it creates that amazing tension and anticipation, that spark. It also allows what the source calls life energy to just flow between 2 people. It gives our souls a way to play. It also acts as this super important bridge to deeper intimacy. And finally, and this is a big one, it keeps relationships fresh and exciting over the long haul. All right, so now let's get into the how. How does this actually work? The source describes 6 specific arts for this practice, but think of them less as a strict rulebook and more as, well, different instruments in an orchestra, different ways to engage in the stance. It all breaks down into these 6 forms. You've got the eyes, right? That powerful gaze, the quick glance. Then there's language, being a little ambiguous and inviting. Of course, you have the body, that dance of getting closer, then pulling back. A really interesting one is contrast, like suddenly shifting from a super playful tone to a really deep and sincere one. Then there's what's called pretended inadvertence, the classic accidental touch. And of course, the age-old push and pull, that fun, playful chase. And this quote, it's just a perfect example of what language flirting looks like. See, a direct statement would be, I want to hug you. Boring. But this is an invitation. It's playful, it's light, and it turns a simple desire into a fun, shared game. But this whole interaction isn't just one note. It's not one size fits all. It actually evolves through 4 distinct levels of depth, starting from something super simple and moving to something truly profound. And you can really see the progression here. It starts off at that playful, friendly level, just like friends bantering back and forth. Then it might move into an ambiguous stage, testing the waters a bit. Within a committed relationship, it becomes this deep, affectionate play. And then finally, it can reach that spiritual level. A connection so deep it goes beyond words. It's just a pure dance of energy. And that brings us to the ultimate point of this whole philosophy. How does this playful dance of energy connect directly to our deepest states of union and spiritual connection? Now, this is a really critical distinction the source makes. While flirting can totally be a part of intimacy, it is not just foreplay. In this spiritual view, the goal isn't just to get to the next step. No. The beauty, the joy, the real connection, it's all found right there, in the dance itself, in that present moment. This playful energy is presented as the absolute game changer. Think about it. Without it, a physical connection can feel, well, kind of mechanical, right? Just a release of tension. But with it, that same connection is transformed. It becomes this vibrant energy exchange, what the source poetically calls a celebration of souls. And this quote just wraps it all up so beautifully. Flirting provides the energy, the emotional context. It's the music that allows the dance of connection to become something more, something elevated and deeply spiritual. And so we're left with this final, kind of provocative question to chew on. What if the path to our most profound connections isn't always through being super serious and intense? What if instead it begins with the lightest touch, a sense of play, and a simple invitation to a dance?